With the season approaching its final stretch, a manager calls for his players. This minor league team is reminded that the eyes of the organization are keeping tabs on
Danny Carter takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Number 28, Danny Carter.
Kicking off the top of the 9th, Richard White, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
They look like they're up against it here, down 3 on the road, trying to come back against a closer.
And that's in there for strike 1.
Probably a design take right there. They need base runners, so they're going to make him try to bring the ball in the strike zone.
Swing, and he pops him up. Looks to be playable in foul ground. And he'll indeed make the play in foul territory for the first out. Next will be the designated hitter, DJ Stewart. It was a walk in his last trip. And that's in there for a strike. Oof, and it's safe to say he doesn't look all that comfortable up there. 0-2 now. Here it comes. Swing and a miss on the fastball that time. Out number 2.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and it backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
Into the box now, Josh Ockamy. Now a swing, and he pops him up, and this should do it. He makes the catch, and they have taken the opener here at home as this ball game is over.
Always nice to get the first game of the series, but even more so when it's in front of the home crowd. Seems to energize everybody the rest of the series.
A 4-1 finish in this evening's game. Rochester jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. Randy Dobnak gets to double digits with his 10th win of the year. Martin Perez takes the loss despite working 7 strong innings. Danny Carter hammers down the save, his 13th of the year. So that'll just about do it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com.
Here now is our final line score. First for the victorious Red Wings. 4 runs on 8 hits. No errors.
Danny Carter enters from the pen now as they've saved their closer until this deep into extra innings.
Danny Carter.
Leading off the inning, Daniel Robertson, and they'll need him to get something going here. Now the pitch. Fouled off.
Hey, we got no outs. Plays that first.
Here's the 0-1. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss, and that'll get a groan from the home supporters here. 1 away.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best 2-strike approach either.
The left-handed power bat of Greg Bird digs in now. Strike 1 to start the at-bat.
We got 1 out here.
A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And he struck out again. That's the third time he's gone down on strikes in this one.
Well, this pitching staff has done a pretty good job right there. That's the fourth time he struck out, and we're only in the second game of this series.
So now to the plate, Greg Jones. As with 2 away, he'll swing and miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1. He got under one and popped out his last time up. Now his swing, and he pops him up, and this should do it. He brings it in, and they have taken the first 2 games of this series on the road, as this one is over.
What? What time is it? Where am I? Oh, man, it's over? Man, I thought this game was never going to end, but it did. And anytime you could win a marathon game like that, it feels awfully good.
Close one tonight, 2-1 the final score. Austin Adams earns his 3rd win of the year in relief. Danny Carter records the save, his 14th. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
Here now is our final line score. First, for the victorious Red Wings, 2 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. They left 8 runners on base. For the Bulls, 1 run on 14 hits, no errors. They left 8 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 43 minutes. Thank you for joining us here tonight. And we remind you to please drive home safely.
Danny Carter comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the 9th.
Number 28, Danny Carter.
Bottom of the inning now, so digging in now, Daniel Robertson. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Third baseman hugging the line here, now the first pitch. And he throws the fastball by him here, 0-1.
When I broke into the league, not many guys were throwing that elevated fastball with that much velocity on it. The game has changed.
Now here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that'll get a groan from the home supporters here. 1 away.
That's a pretty sad attempt at hitting a baseball right there. No doubt he was completely fooled because that was a curveball, and it looked like he was late on a curveball. That tells me he gave up on it right till the very end, and obviously there was nothing he could do at that point.
Here now is Ryan Lamar. As with 1 away, he can't make contact on the first pitch. It's strike 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Offered at that breaking ball below the zone, and that's a tough one to spit on. But the key is out of the pitcher's hand earlier and making sure that it goes up before it comes down. More likely to be a hanger when that's the case.
He froze him on the breaking ball that time. Ryan Lamar becomes out number 2 in the bottom of the 9th. Striding in, Mac James. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch out, so we'll see if he can fare any better. No balls and 1 strike. And this will be a called strike 2, and trouble now as they're down to their final strike tonight. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Anytime you can win a game, let alone on the road, you have to feel really good about yourself. It's not easy going into that other team's ballpark and coming out with a win, but they did just that.
This evening's game comes to an end, 5-4 the final tally. Rochester came through late, taking the lead in the 8th to secure the victory. Alex Schick wins his 4th game out of the bullpen this year. Danny Carter strikes out the side to record the save, his 15th of the campaign. So that's a wrap for us here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. And for more, click over to theshownation.com.
Here now is our final line score. First for the victorious Red Wings. 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They left 3 men on base. For the Bulls, 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 3 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 21 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this evening. We remind you to please drive home safely.
Danny Carter takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
28, Danny Carter.
Stepping up to the plate, Mason Williams. Not providing much out of the 3-hole in this one. Hitless in 3 at-bats so far. No balls and a strike to count. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. And I'm not sure, but it looks like he may have been blindfolded for that swing. It's 0-2 now.
Real ugly 0-1 swing there. As a pitcher, you've got to be hunting for the strikeout, knowing you have this guy way off balance.
Got him swinging on the fastball there. Mason Williams is dealt with for the first out in the bottom of the inning. That'll bring in the versatile Pat Valaika as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Fastball called for strike 2. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Grounded back up the middle, and that gets through, so he'll have his first base hit, make him 1 for 4 in the game now.
He had him on the ropes right there. Count leverage, 2 strikes against the batter. He's going to have to put that in the memory bank because that guy made a nice 2-strike approach right there. Made a nice 2-strike adjustment.
Now batting.
Digging in the switch hitter, Adley Rutschman is working on a 1 for 3 thus far. He's set. Here it comes. Maybe a little jumpy there as he swings through the fastball. Popped him up. Rortvedt shading to his right. He's got it, and there are 2 down now. Now at the plate, Stevie Wilkerson. And he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. 0-1 the count. Good pitch as this is swung on and missed, and now they're down to perhaps their final strike of the evening.
Hey, down in the count 0-2, I'd like to...
And he strikes him out to end it here as they were able to get the possible tying run to the plate but could not cash in.
You might think it's just another win, but it's awfully hard to win in this game, especially on the road. But they find a way to get it done, and they should be very happy with this performance.
Tonight's ball game comes to a close.
Phone's ringing.
player receives a check-in from one of his coaches.
Danny Carter comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the ninth.
Number 28, Danny Carter.
Striding in to start the ninth, Randy Arozarena, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up. First pitch fastball swung on and missed 0-1. And that's in there as well. 0-2 now.
Hey, let's go right here.
This is well struck, high and deep toward the left field corner. And it's gone.
Bro, that is the first time someone's actually taken me deep.
So a solo shot down the line and left, as it's now a 3-2 ball game.
Hey, as a pitcher, when you see one that's hit high and deep, you hope that it goes foul and it hits off that foul pole and makes that doink noise. You want to cry. As a hitter, you want to smile because you were able to keep one just fair.
To the plate now, Nico Horner.
Was in good location.
As we take a look at a high strike that time, it's 0-1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. In there, strike 2. Carter is a guy that you'll notice attacks hitters with a high-velocity slider. Not the old sweeper. He really fires it in there and snaps off big numbers. And the knuckle curve that time. Got him swinging, and that's the first out.
Every pitcher gives up home runs, some more than others, but the best ones forget about them as soon as the next guy digs into the batter's box. He showed me a lot right there by going after the next hitter and striking him out on only 3 pitches.
And he jumps at a changeup, a swing and a miss. 2 hits in 4 attempts to this point. And he'll fight this one fouled off to the left as the count goes to 0-2. 0-2 count and the pitch. 1-run game here in the top of the ninth.
Well, it was a 2-run game.
And a fastball swung on and missed as he just reared back there. 2 away.
It was a 2-run
This
game
tells me a
when it
lot
got
about
in.
this guy. He's done a real nice job bouncing back from that home run to strike out the next 2 guys. Sometimes you're going to get taken deep, but it's all about how you respond that really matters.
Into the box, Brian O'Grady, as he'll swing and miss at a first pitch slider at strike 1. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Gordon's got it. Throw in time, and the ball game is over.
Well, that's not exactly how you draw it up. He gave up a long ball to make it interesting, but it was the only run he gave up, and he hangs on
Has
to
to be
collect the
interesting
save.
at some point.
3-2 the finish in tonight's
Has to be
game.
interesting.
Rochester rode an important 6th inning to victory in this one. Blaine Hardy gets the win in relief, his 2nd of the year. Danny Carter earns the save out of the bullpen, his 17th on the year. So that will put a wrap on things here this evening. For my partners Dan Plesac and Mark DeRosa, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a special presentation of MLB The Show. For more, follow us on Twitter
when I get
at
taken
MLB
deep,
The Show.
It's pure luck. That's it. That's all it is. Pure luck if I'm taken deep. It is hard to score
First for
It's
the
hard
victorious
to
Red
hit
Wings.
against me.
3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. They
But
left
shit,
4
it happens.
on base. Ladies and
Danny
gentlemen,
Carter
your
takes the
attention,
ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Number 28, Danny Carter.
The left-handed power bat of Greg Bird digs in now. And his guys need him to get things started here in the top half of the ninth. And here's a fastball called for strike 1. Got him out on his front foot. It's 0-2.
0-2 count. You could do just about anything you want right now. Up, down, in, out, hard, soft. Good time to be a pitcher.
Now here it comes. Now
Nasty.
a ball lined to the left side, but foul.
All right.
And he takes strike 3 called on the
Good call,
fastball.
Blue.
One
Good
gone.
call.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and have backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
Standing in now, Dylan Cousins, as he will swing and miss on a fastball on the outer half. It's strike 1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. 0-1 pitch, and he can't make contact on the bender. 0-2. Now here's the pitch. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
Well, you have to feel pretty confident about the way this one's going to end up as a manager. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts from the closer. There's not a whole lot more he can do to instill confidence that he's going to wrap this thing up without any problem.
In there, and it's 0-1.
I think when a team starts struggling, certainly offensively, it's just guys try and play above their pay grade. Know who the best players are in the lineup and try and get on base to set them up.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Well, just another day at the office for these guys. That stretches their winning streak to 5, and they're playing well in all 3 phases of the game. Pitching, fielding, and hitting. Who knows how long this will last?
Close one tonight, 2-1 the final score. The Red Wings jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. Homer Bailey earns his 8th victory of the season. Shane Baz pitched well, allowing only 2 earned, but ends up taking the loss. Danny Carter retires the side to hammer down the save, his 18th. So that just about does it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way on over to theshownation.com.
First for the victory.
Late in the season and holding a comfortable division lead, a young team is cautioned not to let up. With the team's chances hanging by a thread, this skipper calls for a last stand.
Danny Carter is called upon, and it's not for his usual role. Just hoping to keep the deficit at 1 here.
Danny Carter.
So coming to the plate, Michael Paez. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. Strike taken up in the zone.
Michael Paez.
Oh, and a good tight slider there, and he's in command, 0-2.
Now here we go.
Sent on the ground out to second. Fielded cleanly. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the 9th inning gets underway. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Rene Rivera. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. No balls and 1 strike. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And it's fouled away. This is foul right side. The 0-2 once more. Is a wave and a miss. He struck him out.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and have backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
In now, Ryan Cordell, as he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike. Fouled away. Struck him out, so it remains a one-run lead as they head in for their final set of swing. So they go down without a whimper here. One more shot coming up will go to the bottom of the ninth. The Mets lead it 3-2. We are into extra innings. Stepping into the box, Omar Cruz. He flew out in his last at-bat. First pitch on its way. And he begins the at-bat with a knuckle curve looked at for strike one.
Obviously, it's pretty deflating when you blow a lead in the bottom of the ninth, and now you're still fighting in extra innings. But the fact is, the game is tied, and a win is still very much a possibility, so they have to play that way.
And it's 1-2.
Hey, I couldn't tell from up here if the hitter was taken all the way or sitting fastball and just got knee buckled. Either way, that was a really good curveball right there. Move on to the next pitch, but have that in the back of your mind.
So it was a swinging strike three. Omar Cruz becomes the first out of the inning. Into the box now, Shervian Newton. And he's a bit tardy there on the first pitch fastball. It's 0-1. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. In there at the knees, 0-2 now. One out, nobody on. Swing and a miss at the curveball, and there's your second out of the inning.
The main job of the number 1 and 2 hitters is to set the middle of the order up with an opportunity to do some damage. So when you strike both of them out, you're putting yourself in a pretty good position to make it through the teeth of the lineup without a whole lot of stress.
So now to the plate, Jarrett Parker. As he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half, it's 0-1. It's been a 2-for-4 effort for him so far in the ballgame. Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. There's a good breaking ball as it gets the bottom of the zone. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Well, all of the umpires in the seats thought that was strike 3. And they weren't far off, but I think that was a good call. Looked to be just a bit outside.
Line to the right side. And that's in there, so perhaps some life here with 2 men out.
Well, I think it's safe to say the ice has melted on this guy. He had been cold coming into this game, but that being his 3rd knock, I guarantee you my man's smiling on the inside.
Dominic Smith is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1. Late decision to swing that time, and as a result, it's 0-2.
Down 0-2.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. 1 hit, 1 left. So one will win it here as we go to the bottom of inning number 10. And we are all tied at 3 apiece. Here's Matt Adams now. He'll start things out here in a tie ball game. In there at the letters 0-1.
That elevated fastball right there, that is the biggest change in the game today for me. When I first came up, a lot of guys working that Greg Maddux east to west.
Behind 0-2 now. 0-2 count and the pitch.
He was looking for a swing and a miss breaker right there, but left that one in the zone that got fouled off.
Got him. And that's the 3rd time we've written a K next to his name in this one.
This pitching staff has done a really good job against this guy in this series. This is a really good hitter, and it's not easy to make a guy strike out 5 times in a series up to this point, but that's what they've done to this guy so far.
Now batting.
Andres Gimenez the next to bat. So go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. 3 for 4 so far and seeing it well in this ball game. Strike 2. And he got him.
Wow, we've seen some really impressive pitching in this one. You could say these lineups have been anemic, but I always like to give credit to pitching and defense, and they've been fantastic all game long.
Now batting, third baseman.
At the plate now, Michael Paez, as the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike one. Here's a late swing and a miss, strike two.
Oh, I love facing pitchers like this. He's leaving nothing to the imagination. Coming to get him some.
Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he strikes him out here for out number 3, so after a scoreless top half, they'll have a chance to win it here in the bottom half. So they're held in check here this half of the inning. It's getting late. 1 run can win it as we move to the bottom of the 11th. And we are all tied at 3 apiece. Matt Wisler gets the ball as he'll take over to start this 12th inning.
Number 40.
Well, everyone was treated to a really well-played ball game in this one, and the guy you see there turned in a particularly notable performance, so he's our top player of the game in this one.
He was one of a few guys that really swung the bat well in this game with a pair of base hits. He helped propel his team.
Danny Carter comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the 9th. All set for the start of the inning. Into the box now, Andres Gimenez. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far.
They look like they're up against it here, down 3 on the road, trying to come back against a closer.
It's taken. Now it's 0-2.
Here we go right now, fellas.
So the closer has been to 4 All-Star games.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and there's the first out here in the 9th.
Well, you gotta love a live young arm. He's got an electric fastball, and if he can learn to harness that and work in his solid secondary stuff, he's going to have a really nice career on the mound. Not everyone is gifted with a fastball like that.
It's hard as fuck
at the plate.
To score against this kid.
As he can't catch up on a fastball at the letters, and strike one. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control. 0-2.
Go to that well one more time. He's been late on the first 2.
And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
Well, you have to feel pretty confident about the way this one's going to end up as a manager. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts from the closer. There's not a whole lot more he can do to instill confidence that he's going to wrap this thing up without any problem.
And he popped him up back into foul territory behind first. But this will land untouched. Taken called strike 2, and now they're down to their final strike tonight.
Hey, and the beat goes on. That's number 8.
And this is popped up near second base. Gordon is under it, makes the catch, and that's the ball game.
Yep, just another successful day at the office for these guys. But this one has a little bit of added significance, as that's win number 82 for them on the year, so they're assured of finishing the season with a winning record.
A 4-1 finish in this evening's game. The Rochester Red Wings led this game from the 3rd inning on.
A fast-developing minor league pitcher is coached up on meeting the challenge of a postseason push. Pressure will increase as the season winds down and the race heats up.
Danny Carter takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Danny Carter.
And that'll bring in Estevan Florial. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Called a strike on the outer half, 0-1.
Estevan Florial.
And this is swung on and missed, so now they find themselves down to their final strike tonight.
Oh, I love this, boys. Mano y mano.
And he strikes him out to end it here as they were able to get the possible tying run to the plate, but could not.
Oh shit, that was easy.
Good job there to slam the door for the win, and they finished the month with a bang, just the way you want to.
3-2 the finish in tonight's game. Rochester took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. Michael Pineda records the victory, his 13th of the year, as he finished just 1 out shy of 9 complete innings. So that'll just about do it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com.
First for the victorious Red Wings. 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 4 men on base. Ladies and gentlemen,
Danny Carter comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the 9th.
Number 28, Danny Carter.
Here's the catcher now, Chris Iannetta. Runner in scoring position with Seguin. In there, strike 1. Good pitch as this is swung on and missed, and now they're down to perhaps their final strike of the evening. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Well, he didn't even break a sweat in this one. 3 pitches, he gets the out and heads to the clubhouse to celebrate. Can't do much better than that.
And tonight's comes to an end, 6-3 the final. The Rochester Red Wings used a nice pitch. Danny Carter takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Number 28, Danny Carter.
Settling in now, Triston Casas. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Here's the first pitch to him. In there, 0-1.
Probably a design take right there. They need base runners, so they're going to make them try to bring the ball in the strike zone.
A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Man, I know exactly what this guy's feeling at the plate. Here we go again. Every time you're struggling, you look up, and it says 0-2.
So it was a swinging strike 3. Triston Casas becomes the first out of the inning. Cesar Puello next. And he fouls this one off. He struck out swinging in his last trip to the plate. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Carter is a guy that you'll notice attacks hitters with a high velocity slider. Not the old sweeper. He really fires it in there and snaps off big numbers. Struck him out. Struck him out again, I should say. His 3rd punch out of the game.
Well, you have to feel pretty confident about the way this one's going to end up as a manager. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts from the closer. There's not a whole lot more he can do to instill confidence that he's going to wrap this thing up without any problem.
Clearly off with his timing on that one. A swinging strike.
Man, that's 7 straight strikes to start this inning. He's got a chance at an immaculate inning.
Reined in. On to first, and that's your ball game.
4 wins in a row for these guys, and I'm sure they're feeling pretty good about themselves. We'll see how long they can keep this up.
And tonight's ends as a 3-0 shutout win. The Red Wings.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Rochester.
Digging in, Laz Rivera is working on a 1-for-3 thus far. Tried to check it, and it's 0-1. Behind 0-2 now. He struck him out. The 3rd time he's fanned in the game.
Big curveball for the strikeout there, and that came after an absolute missile of a fastball. Even if you recognize the breaking ball out of the pitcher's hand, it's so hard for hitters to sit back long enough after they've seen a really good fastball. Only the best can keep their hands back on those.
Swing and a miss, and he's behind 0-1. He could really use a knock here. 0-for-3 in the game so far. Curveball, swing and a miss, and he's behind in the count. 0-2.
Looks to me like he's trying to make adjustments pitch to pitch up there at the plate, but he's completely thrown off.
Good try,
so far.
good try.
Way on the first one, way out front on the second.
And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
Well, you have to feel pretty confident about the way this one's going to end up as a manager. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts from the closer. There's not a whole lot more he can do to instill confidence that he's going to wrap this thing up without any problem.
Second baseman, Nick.
Fastball was too much for him there. Swung right through it.
Hey, either this hitter needs a cup of coffee or he was sitting off speed right there.
And he falls behind 0-2. 2-run game, last of the ninth with 2 away. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Hey, it's hard to win games at any point, but to win games on the road, especially in this ballpark, so they are very happy with this win.
Before we take our leave, time for a look at our final line score here in what turned out to be a close 2-run victory. Well, we watched a really solid starting pitching performance, kept the opposition at bay, and as a result, he's our top player of the game.
When you go out there.
Having split the first two in an extended series, the emphasis is on grabbing the up. A proud skipper addresses a room of young competitors 1 win away from competing for a league championship.